And we have it ready from Macy, so let's get started with the first match of the event. Count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris to the left. No pieces are not showing up that he needs. And this is just going to be an early top out for Miles. Topping out. Trouble. This might just do it. And they hang the long bar. That'll do it. 451. Miles will take game number 2. Bunch of pieces. That's just going to do it for Macy. Topping out at 829. Miles takes game 3 and definitely maxes this out in 29 speeds. Going aggressive, avoiding the triple and getting double flip for it. So after that, Miles will take game number 4. But we do have it ready from both players, so let's get started with take 2, game 1. Let's see what happens here. Things work out in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, it looks nice now. T, J, L, and S. Okay. Yeah, crazy thing is Dan is older than most people in the community. Were to ignore the 50-year-olds that still play this game. So, that just about proves it. It doesn't matter how old you are. You just have to look 13 to be able to play like a top-level 13-year-old. And Somalian score is messed up. 68,000 points for both, so it looks like Somalian's last digit just doesn't work. Dan is the middle-aged guy in the community. Yeah, he's older than me. Isn't that crazy? By about a year. I think. At least last I heard. Looks like 114,000 for Somalian. I'm going to be doing some mental math, aren't I? Dan at 92,000. 96,000. So it looks like Dan has the lead now. Actually, no, Somalian has the lead. What do we do? 121 for Somalian now, 144. 143 for Dan. See, and people on YouTube say that commentating Tetris is useless. It's not useless. This is going to be our one-time use, having to do a bunch of score checking to accommodate the bad calibration on the NTC. Probably using the 7-digit code. Lovely. 171 for Somalian, 191 for Dan. Looks like both players experiencing the same drought at the moment. 28 pieces and counting. Dan in a lot of trouble. Oh boy, waiting for that long bar that's not showing up. 37 pieces, 38. That's the long bar for the Tetris. Now has to do some cleanup right now. Now at 210 is Somalian, 249 for Dan. Both players with messy stack. Somalian having hung that L piece on the left side. Looking to clean this up as quickly as possible, because regardless, Dan is actually in the lead at 253 counts, 237 for Somalian. I think I said 333 for Dan. I meant 253, not 276. Trying to... Gonna be set up for a dirty Tetris. You're gonna get the dirty Tetris. So there you go, Somalian now at 305. Actually, both players basically tied by the looks of it. 307 count, 306. Oh, 36666. Scary. Anyway, since we're in a new match, this is gonna be another friendly reminder of our Match Reno. If you'd like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with Match Reno. Link is in both Twitch and on YouTube. As I mentioned before, we're currently looking to claim all of our remaining codes as quickly as possible. We currently have 33 codes left to claim. And it's just a single click of a button, as Dan needs a single Lombard to save this board. Let's get the Lombard in time. So it's a single click of a button, and if we can claim all 50 codes, that'll be about $12.50 added into the prize pool completely free of charge. And of course, if you want to contribute with actual money, you can do so as well, but only if you are able to and have the means for it. 413 for Dan, 467 for Somalian. Somalian, shake your head if I'm wrong with the score count, because I'm just assuming that there's no 0. And if I'm right, don't do anything. That's if you can hear me. Probably can't hear me, so I'm just gonna assume I'm right. 30-piece drought right now for Dan. Somalian experiencing the same drought right now. Oh my god, 37 pieces and counting. Another hefty drought right before transition for Somalian, but manages it nicely. Richard says refresh NTC. Is that for the score, or is that for the ninja cam issue I had the last match? Because I'm pretty sure he replied to me for the score. I'll do that next game though, then, because I'm not gonna reset the score right now. 595 for Dan, 611 for Somalian. I do not trust things to go smoothly if I do it mid-game. So now 639 for Somalian, 600,000 for DanV, as we are about level 21 for both players. Dan with a Lombard dependency on column 2. Now with an L piece dependency, solve the L dependency. It's going to be Tetris ready. And Somalian now at 696 at level 22. Dan gets the Lombard for Tetris now at 643. Solves that. Oh, it needs to solve the J dependency. Keep in mind, Somalian is tapping right now. Grip switcher typically switches grips before the 29 speeds. Sometimes it doesn't work. Other times, 744 for Somalian, 744 for Dan. Now 774. However, Dan is ahead in the line count, so this could look to be a potential pace advantage for Somalian. However, Dan has the advantage in terms of 29 play, even though both players are rollers or can roll. Dan has the better 29 PB, the better overall PB, has more experience with long-term 29 play. Somalian can still clutch up. Keep in mind we do have a level 39 line cap, but Dan definitely with the theoretical advantage. So we're nearing the 29 speeds now at 883 for Dan, 880 for Somalian. $19 right now for Dan, 951. And Dan can set up one more Tetris before the 29 speeds. Looks like he will be one off of a max out. I can definitely max this out in 29, but gets Lombard for a Tetris now with a max at 1.02. Somalian can set up 2 more Tetrises before 29 now with a max at 1.02. Looking for a potential 1.05 into 29. And his Tetris ready bangs on a Tetris. Transition with a 1.059. Dan with a 1.04. Needs him to left side. Might set up dirty. No, gonna go for the solve there. And Somalian's still going with this 29 play. Going for the safety burns though. Is ahead, but slightly by about 20,000 points. DanV with a 1.066. Somalian with a 1.08. So here we go. Dan's capture just kind of the rave right now. And Somalian in a bit of trouble. Gets a timely square piece. Looks to open up his right well. Bit of a misdrop there. Flat burn there with the long bar. Solves his dependency with the long bar again. Gets the long bar for a triple. And is gonna survive this by the looks of it. But Dan in a bit of trouble. Gets a TP to the left side. So clutch 5 taps there. Is ahead by about 10,000 points. 1.13 for Somalian, as Dan is a bit of trouble right now. But Dan is still going, and Somalian, this could do it. And we'll top out with 1.14. So Dan, keep playing just to be safe, but I think you're good. But keep playing. 1.18. I assume Somalian topped out with a 1.14. That's definitely should be good now after that Tetris. Oh, I was right. Look at me. Best restreamer right there. There you go. Dan will take game number 1. 37 points for Dan. Yeah, we got a rating from both players. So let's get started with game number 2. Coming straight to you in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It's fine. It's just a regular season, and now Dan with the 1.3. I could honestly, right, slam dunk myself against the window. What is this? What the hell is this? In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Let's see. Push down point. Somalian at 90 lines. If he transitions, if it looks like it's gonna transition at level 19, once he reaches 100 lines, I will personally go over to his house and just crash against his computer. 70,000 points for. It looks like the score is fine, so that's fine now. It's good. Everything's good. We're good. I love all of you. And nice fits there for Somalian, just for good measure. What is NTC? NTC stands for Naster's Chance, which is the program we use to capture the gameplay in HD. It is a open source program, I believe. That can work sometimes. 160 for DanV, 163 for Somalian. Where's that Tetris rate coming from? Says Bunny Bisbee. Where's it coming from? It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from our hopes and dreams. And Chill T1 MS, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Welcome on in. I am hungry. Nothing works up my appetite more than Master's Champ's calibration issues and Somalian topping out. Jesus, that That was a grip switch of all time right now from Somalian. It's gonna be topping out. There we go. Now 261. Dan will take game 2. 2-1 Tetris. What? The actual holy moly? What the square Z Lombard? I'm trying to remember what Somalian's pieces were. Nice fits. TJL square. Let's see. TJL square T. Okay, we're on the same pieces. Dan at 45,000, 40,000 for Somalian. So we are looking good right now. Pretty uneventful first 21 lines by the looks of it. And as I say that, Dan's setting up some very messed up dependencies and setups and stuff. Dan set up for a slightly dirty center wall. Macy saying, pros of playing against Miles. I'm gonna get used to comp again. Cons, I get clapped and now I feel very tired because of the pressure, though it's 9 p.m. Well, nothing wrong with a 9 p.m. sleep schedule. Sometimes I go to sleep at 9 p.m. if I want to feel like a responsible, normal adult. And then it only lasts like a night, and then I go back to like falling asleep at like 3 a.m. So that's doesn't really work out. Why didn't Blue Scooter play today? He's on vacation. Uh, 245 for Dan, 305 for Somalian, who has a slight pace advantage. Dan, in a bit of a situation, does get the llama for a Tetris. And gets a Tetris right there. 317 now for Dan. Somalian setting up a couple of tuck sequences. And gets the tucks in. 378, 325 for Dan. So very, very nice efficiency from Somalian. 81% Tetris rate. And that definitely looks right, 81%. Dan's doesn't look right, though. Ryan, this is going to be the final match of the night. First match was against Miles versus Macy. This would be the final one. Also, I did just realize I completely forgot to promote this in the super stream. Oh well. Dan sets up a T-spin, but now with a jagged board, very dependent on a couple of good pieces, and now flashes 25 colors out of nowhere. So just like that, Somalian has taken an 176,000 point lead. As we near the 19 transition, Dan in a bit of trouble right now, looks to survive this and keep his sweep chances alive. Somalian doing a great job here at maintaining efficiency and trying to make sure he doesn't get swept. Has already lost his first match of the season against Sodium, 3-2. Would like to, at the very least, not finish the set empty-handed. Somalian transition at 6:49. Dan will transition at 4:55. Somalian level 20 having to do a bit of burning. But still in good hands. 200,000 points ahead is Somalian. 711 count, 491 for Dan, who's just not been having a good game right now. Very suffer seed for him. While Somalian has just been going ham on the efficiency. Continues to tap. Bit of a aggressive play there for Somalian, especially since he's tapping. He doesn't have a lot of leeway to move the pieces left and right. Builds up his left side, bangs on a Tetris, maintaining his 200,000 point lead. Definitely would love to keep this 200,000 point lead into 29 to give Dan a difficult chase down. Somalian hangs that S piece. Gonna have to do some burns, which is gonna give Dan the opportunity to catch up. But as I say that, he's also in a burn situation of his own, so neither player in prime position to score. It's basically a battle to see who will clean out their stack first. Hate saying, bro, I'm still confused how this dude can get rollovers and still have the drippiest fit. Well, he isn't even wearing like his England jersey, even though at the penalty shootout. Like, heck, Dan, come on. It's 861 for Somalian, 683 for Dan. Is slowly but surely chipping away at this lead that Somalian has. Somalian's also clean, bangs on a Tetris, now at 893, potential for a max out into 29. Solves this J dependency on the left side. And now burst it with Lombars. He is Tetris ready. And both players banging down a Tetris. Somalian now level 27. 2 more Tetris before the max out for Somalian. DanV at 787. Somalian couldn't utilize that Llama for Tetris, having to do some burns. Losing a bit of efficiency, but still gonna max out soon enough. Looking for the roll switch. And now Dan is going ham on the efficiency, behind by 48,000 points as we're about to reach 29 speeds. Somalian with a max out, 1.01, 833 for Dan. Can set up 2 more Tetrises. Now 1 more after that burn. And Somalian transitions with 1.05. Dan transitions at 873. So could this be the final game of the set? Oh, or will Somalian clutch up game number 3 and avoid the sweep? Dan with a Tetris, 949 now behind by 118,000 points. Somalian still alive, going safe. We have a level 39 line cap, but just like that, Dan has brought this lead down to less than 100,000 points and counting. Still going ham on the efficiency with these Tetrises. Somalian looking to burn this down, looking to set up some Tetrises. Now only behind by 15,000 points is Dan. Just like that, it's caught back up. And now it's anybody's game. Somalian hangs the Lombard on the left side. Isn't getting the right set of pieces. Goes for the flat burn with the L piece. Needs the Lombard to the left side to solve this dependency. Doesn't hit the Lombard. Nice clutch 5 taps, but hangs a bunch of pieces. In a lot of trouble is Somalian as Dan has taken a Tetris lead. Somalian hangs a square piece and that will do it. Dan will take game number 3 and will be taking the set and the sweep And a nice 7 points. GG. So we're going to let Dan play this out. And while he does that, final call for Match Reno. Yes, good day for England today. If you'd like to help contribute to the prize pool and help claim some codes before we end the set or end this event, that'll do it. GG's. We'll give the winner scene here for Dan. There you go. Why is this screen so small? There you go. Another Tatsugiri cameo. Why is the screen so small? What the heck? Yes. Very nice. Lovely celebratory hug. And just like that, we've now been banned for abusing the terms of services. So there you go. Welcome everybody to season 26 of CTL. Let's skip all the filler and cut right to the chase on everything you guys need to know about this season. First things first, like always, we do have a Match Reno set up for the prize pool. So if you would like to help contribute, feel free to do so with Match Reno. Link is in the description below. As per the rules and how we're going to be running this season, like always, the top 2 players in each parallel division will automatically move on to the championship playoffs. However, this time around, we have 2 parallel divisions as opposed to the 3 we had last season. So in this instance, we have 4 wildcard spots. And these wildcard spots will be taken by the 4 best players of the entire season that did not qualify into the initial top 2 in their respective parallel divisions. So we'll be having 4 wildcard spots and 4 automatic playoff spots, bringing our total up to 8 players into the championship playoffs for the season. Additionally, we have 2 auto relegation spots, 1 for each parallel division, as well as 2 relegation playoff spots, once again 1 for each division. So we could be seeing up to 4 players getting relegated this season. Same P sets are now mandatory. However, players can pick whether or not they want to increment the digits, the first 2 digits of the seed that we provide at the beginning of the match, or if they'd rather have a reroll. So if they'd rather us completely reroll an entirely new seed every single game. If players can't decide whether or not they want an increment or a reroll, we will do a coin flip to determine that. So same thing we've been doing a couple of seasons ago is we've been allowing 19 starts now. However, in the regular season, players will both have to agree. So if one player wants 19 starts, but the other player doesn't, we'll be doing 18 starts. But yeah, that's about it for the rules and everything you guys need to know. So I'm excited to see what this season has in store for us.
Here we go! Let's kick off Season 26 Division 1 between Captain and Sodium. We'll count them down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right. Let's go ahead and introduce our players over on the left. Sporting a PB of 1,479,000 points. A hybrid player out of the United States. It is Le Captain, also known as Somalian in some parts of the world. And the man on the right, who had to be separated from Alex Thatch after his match at CTWC. Source, I was the one separating them. With a PB of 2,108,000 points rolling. Out of the same country as Adam Irish, the Isle of Man. You know you're not from there. It's Sodium Overdose. And right now, Sodium is overdosing on points. He's got a 53,000 point lead over the Captain. Captain trying to bring the sport down, or Sodium rather, trying to bring the sport down. That square's gonna hang, and he is done at 117,000 points. And immediately hides his embarrassment. Oh no. Is Captain going to be able to chase us down, though? He's about to hit that same drought if he hasn't hit it already. Oh no, he's already past that drought. He's just got to bring this board down and survive. That's all Captain's got to do. Forgot to change into shorts. Oh. Understood. No, it's not. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is he tried to roll with his pants and lost grip or something. Captain's good. 1 Tetris. All right, so this is the round of 16 matchups. On one side of the stage was Alex Thatch and Sodium Overdose. On the other side, in my area, this is on Classic Tetris 2, was DMJ and Huffaluffagus. First of all, Huff was freezing, and he came up on stage and had this blanket, and he was like putting this blanket over him, and he was absolutely freezing, cold AF. And after, he was just having trouble keeping it on him. Like it was falling over everywhere, and he was putting it over his hand, so you couldn't really see him rolling. You could see something. I'll leave it to the imagination what you think the producers saw. But yeah, he was basically, they had a stage man come up while I was about to count them down for a game, and they're like talking to Huff while I'm counting him down. I'm like, hold on, let's just hold off on the countdown. And Huff's agreeing to something. So the guy goes running off stage, and he comes back on with he comes back on stage with a roll of duct tape. So he starts wrapping up Huff in his blanket, turning him basically into a blanket burrito. It was the funniest thing. It was just like out of nowhere too. He didn't tell me anything was happening. I was ready to count them down for the next game, and Huff's like, hold on a second. So that happens. Meanwhile, Sodium and Alex, I remember that was a 3-0 for Alex. So at the end of the game, the two get up, and instead of the customary shaking of hands, of course, keep in mind the two are, very friendly with each other, and we're being silly. Sodium kind of like mock pushes Alex Thatch. Of course, Alex Thatch, being Alex Thatch, obliged and fell back as hard as he could into his chair. Except Alex lost his balance in the chair. And Alex almost fell onto DMJ, who, by the way, was in level 29, still playing against an active Huffaluffagus in his game. So Alex is sitting there teetering on the chair for like 2 or 3 seconds. Time seems to freeze. I'm like, oh God, he's going to fall on DMJ. We're going to have to redo the match. There's going to be controversy. It's going to be crazy. But fortunately, Alex regains his balance, gets up, and starts roughhousing with Sodium. And then Sodium kind of like does a mock push again, and Alex goes flying way back onto the floor. So I like, all right, that's enough. I get in and I separate the two of them out, and that was pretty much it. Burrito Gus sounds adorably comfy. It was a thing. It was hilarious. Like, I get why he did it. Like, the stage was cold. It was not a great place for players. Oh, it's such a... Dude, it's like... It's memories like that make the whole thing worth it, right? The whole going there and spending the weekend there. Oh, it was so fun, man. Close match here, 402 for Sodium, 399 for Captain, as we are approaching that 100-line turn pretty quick. .447, 444. This is neck and neck. Yeah, it was just so funny because like they were clearly being silly about it, but it almost resulted in disaster. Yeah, DMJ 132. It was so funny. We talked about it later, and DMJ was like, I had no idea if I would have won that match if he actually fell on me. And if you look at the CT2 stream at the time it happened too, you can see DMJ visibly react to it. Like he knew what was going on next to him, and he couldn't stop playing. He kept playing, and not that he played, he didn't even miss drop or anything. Like he kept playing, and it's 29. Like he's playing at light speed, and there were no problems. It was crazy. We're about to hit level 19, about 20 lines here. Get our first transition of the season. Tetris for Sodium. There's one for Captain, who's got a hole in row 1. Looking to probably go to a 3-6 here. And we'll do just that. Very creative, too. I like that. Another Tetris for Captain. But Sodium has the lead for the moment. And he takes another Tetris. Great pace for Sodium. 6:08. Another Tetris for Sodium. 591. And we're in transition. 655 for Sodium, 594 for Captain. Level 19, and we're still going. Also, by the way, I have done nothing with this scene. It just now does the whole new Tetris Slash. I think Yobi changed the default or something. And now I don't have to do anything. I love when I don't have to do things. Captain in a bit of trouble here. I had to get that 5-tap over. Does open the right side back up, and will get the Tetris. He's fine. And that is a tap, full-on tap for Captain right now. Captain is a hybrid player. We'll switch from tap to rolling late in 27. Oh, misdrop there. You can see the reaction, too. And he's going to top out. And Sodium going to tie it up. Let's go ahead and count him down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Even Captain says they're not listening, little bro. Lil bro, that's good. I love it. All right. So game 3 here. Had an early top from Sodium to start game 1. Then in game number 2, Captain top it out in 19. So some quick games here to start the season. We're going to see a line spin here? No, we're going to see a T-tuck instead from Sodium. Still had to burn a line, though. Gets that long bar in for the Tetris. Sets up the Vits. We have any Vits lovers in chat? No? Okay, good. I was afraid for a second. There's the Vits! Tetris for Sodium. Love is a strong word. There are certainly Vits lovers. And they'd use stronger words if they existed. Now the Tetris for Sodium. 247. 166 for Captain. Another Tetris for Sodium. Sodium with an 80,000 point lead here in the early days on level 18. Coffee Kick. Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Unoptional pants is actually just cheating. Another Tetris for Sodium. 421. Looking at a upper 500k, possibly 600 pace, depending on how things go. Captain a bit behind that pace, down by 63,000 here at the turn. Let's go score another Tetris. We'll hit 380. Sodium at 444. Good looking boards from both players as we are headed towards this transition. That's a good key tech from Sodium there. Pole vault into a fit. How would you... Is that even a thing? Another Tetris for Captain 472. And another one, 495. There's a Tetris for Sodium. We're about to hit transition. One Tetris away. Sodium Cup. Long bar dependency there is going to have to burn into transition. 560 is going to be the scores. We are in a bit of a drought to start the transition. Oh no! What? Sudden top out for Sodium. 561 is the final. And Captain's getting the long bars at the right time. He just needs a Tetris. $562 chase down for Captain rather. And triple awareness will do it. Captain's up 2-1. 2-1 Tetris. But I tell you what, here, a win here would go a long way towards convincing me to maybe make a change in for the August poll. We'll have to see. Already up 2-1. Could close this out now.